On the night of May 30th, 2026, as confetti rained down in Budapest, Luis Enrique held the Champions League trophy for the third time in his managerial career. But this wasn't just about PSG's back-to-back UCL triumph. This was the moment when he proved that in an era of tactical suffocation, attacking football could still reign supreme. This is the story of a man who chose beauty over pragmatism, who stepped out of his mentor's shadow to save attacking football itself.
Hey fam, this is your chance to build the jersey collection you've been waiting for. The Goal 90 bundle deal is live. Buy 2 jerseys and get 10% off. Buy 3 and get 15% off. Buy 4 and get a massive 25% off. Club kits, country kits, retro classics, pick your favourites and save big. And yes, every order comes with free worldwide shipping. The deal runs only until the end of May. Goal 90 bundle deal. Buy more, save more. Shop now at Goal 90 Shop.
Born on May 8, 1970, in Gijón, Asturias, Luis Enrique Martínez García grew up in Spain's rugged northern mining region, an upbringing that helped shape the character that defined his career. Few people know that as a child he was obsessed with basketball, even jumping over his school fence just to play. Football eventually won his heart, and at 11 he joined the Escuela de Fútbol de Mareo, sporting Gijón's equivalent of La Masia. Luis Enrique made his sporting first-team debut in 1991, and his performances earned him the Don Balón Award for Best Young Player. Yet it wasn't only his talent that stood out. His relentless desire to win and remarkable instinct for finding space in attacking areas marked him as a special player from an early age. His performances at Sporting caught the attention of Spain's national team setup and the country's biggest clubs. In 1991, Real Madrid came calling, and Luis Enrique joined Los Blancos, making 241 appearances between 1991 and 1996. At the Santiago Bernabeu, he experienced the pressure and relentless pursuit of excellence that define elite clubs. Just as importantly, he developed in a team that valued direct, fast-paced attacking football and devastating counter-attacks. While refining his tactical understanding, he absorbed ideas that would later contrast with the possession-dominated style that came to define much of football in the 2000s. Then came the move that defined Luis Enrique's character. In 1996, after letting his Real Madrid contract expire, he made the unthinkable switch to Barcelona on a free transfer. Madrid fans felt betrayed, but Luis Enrique had made his choice. He wasn't just changing clubs, he was embracing a different footballing philosophy. He scored 46 La Liga goals in his first 3 seasons as Barcelona finished runners-up in 1996 to 97 before winning back-to-back league titles. He was also named Spanish Player of the Year by El País. More importantly, he discovered a belief that would shape his entire footballing outlook. Attacking football could be both beautiful and effective. Over 8 years at Barcelona, he became captain and embodied the club's values, proving that success and expressive football could go hand in hand. By the time he retired in 2004, he had earned the respect of supporters from both Madrid and Barcelona. Internationally, he won 62 caps and scored 12 goals for Spain, appearing at 3 consecutive World Cups. Exposure to different footballing cultures reinforced a lesson that stayed with him. The best approach depends on the moment. When he retired in 2004, rather than step away from the game, he chose the difficult path of coaching. In 2008, Barcelona appointed him manager of their B team, succeeding Pep Guardiola after Guardiola's promotion to the first team. The irony was obvious. Luis Enrique was stepping directly into Guardiola's shadow. While Pep was revolutionizing football with tiki-taka, Luis Enrique was developing his own ideas with Barcelona B. He guided the team to promotion to Spain's second tier, but more importantly, he was shaping a philosophy that would eventually challenge some of Guardiola's core principles. Watching Guardiola's obsession with possession and control, Luis Enrique saw another side of Barcelona's identity. Possession mattered, but so did directness, explosive attacking transitions, and giving players the freedom to take risks. His spells at Roma and Celta Vigo between 2011 and 2013 were underwhelming on the surface, but invaluable for his growth as a coach. They taught him that while not every team could play like Barcelona, every team could attack with purpose and intelligence. From those experiences emerged the adaptable approach that would define his managerial career. When Barcelona brought him back in 2014 after Tata Martino's disappointing season, he inherited a side searching for direction. With Lionel Messi still at his peak and the newly signed Luis Suarez joining Neymar, Luis Enrique saw the potential for something special. His masterstroke was moving Messi from the false nine role to the right wing, and fluidity and unpredictability made Barcelona nearly impossible to defend. The 2014-15 season was Barcelona at its attacking peak. Luis Enrique's side scored 180 goals in all competitions and completed the treble with a 3-1 victory over Juventus in Berlin. It wasn't just the volume of goals that stood out, but the variety and unpredictability of the attacks. Messi, Suarez and Neymar combined for more than 100 goals, forming perhaps the most devastating front three football has ever seen. Then came La Remontada. After a 4-0 first leg defeat to PSG in the 2017 Champions League round of 16, most teams would have played cautiously. Luis Enrique's Barcelona did the opposite, attacking relentlessly to complete one of the greatest comebacks in football history. It was a perfect expression of his belief that attacking football should be fearless. Life, however, can be cruel. In 2019, Luis Enrique's 9-year-old daughter Zana passed away after battling osteosarcoma. The tragedy could have ended his career, but instead revealed his remarkable resilience. In a 2024 documentary, he reflected, "The most negative experiences of your life are the ones that teach you the most." Rather than being defined by loss, he chose to celebrate the 9 years he shared with her. That perspective shaped the next phase of his life and career. The Zana Foundation, established in 2023, turned personal grief into support for others, while his belief in embracing life's unpredictability became even stronger. As Spain's manager from 2018 to 2022, he continued refining his ideas. His side reached the Euro 2020 semi-finals, playing energetic, attacking football built on high pressing, quick transitions and creative freedom. It differed from Spain's possession-heavy teams of 2008 to 2012 and laid the tactical foundations for what would come next, despite ending with a penalty shootout defeat to Morocco at the 2022 World Cup. When Paris Saint-Germain appointed Luis Enrique in 2023, the club was at a crossroads. For years, PSG had tried to buy their way to European glory. Lionel Messi, Neymar and Kylian Mbappe had given them star power unlike anything football had ever seen. Yet the Champions League remained out of reach. Most managers would have begged to keep every superstar. Luis Enrique did the opposite. As the Galactico era faded away, he embraced the reset. Instead of building around celebrity, he built around identity. The new PSG would be younger, hungrier and far more collective. Players like Dembélé, Hakimi, Doué, Vitinha and João Neves became the foundation of a completely different project. His PSG pressed aggressively, attacked vertically, and most importantly, played without fear. The breakthrough came in 2025. In Munich, PSG dismantled Inter Milan 5-0 in the Champions League final, the biggest winning margin ever seen in a European Cup final. It wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. Luis Enrique had done what so many before him had failed to do. He had finally delivered PSG's first Champions League crown, but the truly great teams don't stop after reaching the summit. They defend it. Then came 2026. PSG rose to the challenge once again, navigating another brutal European campaign and lifting the trophy for a second straight season. For years, people had wondered whether PSG's success would only come through superstar collections and massive transfer fees. Luis Enrique provided a different answer: attack relentlessly and make the team bigger than any individual. He proved that attacking football still works, that creativity still matters, that football can still be unpredictable, emotional and beautiful. He stepped out of Guardiola's shadow, not by copying him, but by becoming the most complete version of himself. What's the biggest thing you took away from PSG's back-to-back UCL? Let us know in the comments. Remember to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel. Also be sure to turn on bell notifications so that you never miss out on any new videos. See you next time. Bye.